Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel, and it would not be a Helldivers 2 update if the patch didn't actually work. Alright then, let's break this down. So, we've got two big problems with this patch. We've got the Eruptor, and then I guess the other one isn't really a big problem, but it's the sight issue with the scopes still not being correctly aligned. Okay, let's break all of this down because you may have caught my video earlier on in the day where I went over the patch notes, and I did specifically say we're not sure if any of these actually work, but I'm reading the patch notes off because you would hope that they do work because, well, they're patch notes. We can say, though, that the flame weapons do appear to be working, and the damage over time effects are working for everybody in the lobby, which is good news. However, let's talk about the Eruptor, because this weapon has been reduced to, I don't want to say garbage tier, I think it's still got a use, but it has been nerfed into absolute oblivion. So check this out. This was the buff, only it's not a buff. So the Eruptor got an extra 40 damage on explosion. However, it had the shrapnel effect removed. Now, the shrapnel effect basically generated a ton of little projectiles that fired out from the explosion. So you had the explosion damage and then a load of shrapnel firing out. Now, there was some cheesy well, it wasn't really cheesy. It was advanced tech, let's say, you could do with the Eruptor, which you can no longer do. And you might catch me trying to do it in this video in the background, and I'm just completely failing because the weapon doesn't work anymore. But you could fire the old Eruptor into the ground underneath the arse of the chargers, and it would explode on the ground and fire the shrapnel into the charger and do generally enough damage to almost kill them. Sometimes it would just outright kill them. That is a great little thing you could do with a weapon. Now, you've got to remember as well, this weapon had its magazine capacity, the amount of magazines, sorry, reduced. It may have had the capacity reduced as well. But basically, you've got a lot less shots with this now. And this nerf now removing the shrapnel means it's just basically lost almost everything that made it an effective weapon. Now, I think the way to combat this is to, I mean, they're going to have to increase the damage even more. There is a comment, though, from the dev, so let's take a look at this. Twinbeard was asked on Discord, have the on-duty CMs noticed how divisive, to put it conservatively, the shrapnel removal is? I'm hoping the team can take another look and reevaluate the importance of the shrapnel. And Twinbeard responds with, we are already. There are 2 or 3 things we've noticed aren't working as intended, even if we check them beforehand. That's one of them. So there's still some other issues with this patch. I hope it isn't the damage over time, because I feel like that's working, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. I think it is, though. But yeah, so it's good news here that they've noticed this. So it could possibly mean that they haven't actually added the extra damage to the explosion on the impact of the Eruptor. I don't think we're going to go back to seeing the shrapnel be added, because obviously, you know, it was removed for a reason, and it was resulting in a lot of, well, it was straight up killing you if you were anywhere near it when you fired the thing. But I think keeping that shrapnel component, well, it's kind of like the skill shot element of the weapon, isn't it? And it's, I don't know, this is a difficult one. What would you guys do with this? I almost feel like I want the shrapnel back, but yeah, the shrapnel was killing me over and over again, so I don't know. I don't know. Oh, dear. The Eruptor. But basically, at the moment, it's gone from like an incredibly strong weapon. I mean, it's incredible against the automatons, to a weapon which is like, oh, you don't really want to take this anymore. It's bad. Now, the other issue is the scopes. Again, these are not correctly fixed. Now, to be fair, the patch note says fixed issues with some weapon scopes not being aligned in first-person view. Now, if you go around and look at all of the scopes, look at the scopes like the AMR, it's still not correct. It's still off by a little bit. If you look at scopes on the heavy machine gun and the machine guns, they're still off a little bit. There's a whole host of scopes that basically are not correctly aligning, and this is a bit of an issue if you're using first-person view. Now, I will say, I go through phases with first-person view or aim-down sights, ADS, whatever you want to call it, where, you know, sometimes I just like to play third-person, sometimes I like to break out first-person. If I'm using the AMR, obviously I'm going to use the scope with that because it is a sniper rifle. I'm not just going to fire that willy-nilly. And even things like the Eruptor, you'll see me using the scope on that as well, because, again, it does make a bit of sense if you're going for, like, slightly longer range engagements. But, yeah, this is a frustrating issue, and I hope they can fix this soon, because it is, yeah, it's janky, and it just doesn't feel great. There's also an update from Arrowhead about the whole situation which has happened over the last couple of days, which I'm sure all of you guys are aware of what's happened with the PSN situation. Anyway, Twinbeard says this: Helldivers, ideally, we would have liked to have had some more information before posting an announcement here. However, as questions about the details surrounding account linking keep pouring in, and understandably so, we feel it's better to say something even if it's not much. We don't have any updated information about the account linking yet, particularly of anything related to players outside PSN regions. To clarify, as per Sony's earlier statement, mandatory account linking will not be going forward. There are still ongoing discussions between parties about the details, and we at Arrowhead acknowledge and respect that it could take some time to sort these out. We therefore kindly ask you, our cherished community, hardcore Helldivers and precious players, to try to be patient as well. As soon as we learn more, we'll post an update in here. So obviously this is good. You know, this is a crucial time for communication from the devs, and I think they're doing quite well with that at the moment. And yeah, so this is being worked on, but obviously remember, the PSN requirement is removed now. So even if you're in a region without PSN, it shouldn't matter. Now, there are, I think, some other lingering issues, things like when the game was delisted on Steam. In some regions, you might not be able to play the game still. We're waiting for that to be globally updated once again. And there may be some other little issues with currency and stuff like that floating around. But this is going to get sorted, and yeah, that's the good news. And obviously, if you've left a negative review on the game on Steam as a result of the PSN requirement, there's obviously quite a strong pushback now from the community to go and revert those reviews back to positive reviews. But like I said, let's not forget what happened, you know, because it was disgusting. Twinbeard also says, furthermore, while we have your attention, we're approaching 1 million users in here. Crazy. That means that for any topic with a large general interest, there are hundreds, sometimes even thousands of mentions and DMs aimed at us community managers and moderators during the workday. We can't reply to all of it, but we see a lot. A warm thank you for your everlasting support of the game and believing in us at Arrowhead. Equally important, however, is trying to be respectful of each other and of our colleagues as well. The last few days have been challenging for everyone, no matter to whom you're writing or what you're commenting on. Remember, there's a person on the other side. With so many people here, we're bound to have different opinions. We all make mistakes and we learn from them. That's as it should be in life. When possible, discussion is always a better option than arguing. We ventured into the storm together and we'll come out of it as one. As always, happy Helldivers. So yeah, kind of just like, you know, a little bit of, well, I guess that's, you know, community management in the Discord server, right? So talking to community management, it looks like there has been a casualty in all of the PSN drama. So Spitz is no longer a community manager for Arrowhead. And we've got a couple of comments here from Spitz, and this is what he said. Spitz got demoted for our sins. Generally, it's not a good idea to tell people to refund and leave negative reviews when you're a community manager. Today I learned. And, you know, this was like, you know, the guts to make this decision was crazy. You know, like, I mean, I'm sure it was a emotionally charged comment that Spitz made, but I think, you know, to be honest, I don't think we're going out on a limb here to say that probably what Spitz said was a major component in getting all of this reversed. I don't think if Spitz never said that, it would have been a lot more difficult to see Sony go back and deal with this. However, there have been consequences. Spitz goes on to say, I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate even more that everyone can play the game again without restrictions. I knew I was taking a risk with what I said about refunding and changing reviews. I stand by it. It was my job to represent the community, and that's what I did. Taking the rest of the day off, not feeling super well, love you all. So, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I suppose Spitz did. Spitz did represent the community in the ultimate way, rallied the community together, and then as a result of that, we ended up with the PSN requirement being removed. I think this has just been an absolute insane for maybe 5 days or so for Spitz in particular. Obviously for everyone on the community team for Helldivers and even the devs, you know, they've been through the ringer, the community's been through the ringer, everybody has really. But yeah, this is just, you know, somebody had to fall on a sword, I guess, and at the end of the day, I'm sure Sony were like, look, listen here, we can't have your staff going around telling people to refund the game because it's an official communication, and so something needs to be done, and unfortunately, Spitz has been moved on from the position that he held. Anyways, guys, that's about it. So what we've got at the moment is the Eruptor is not working as intended, and the devs are going to fix this, but I feel like it's not applying its extra damage, or maybe it's got too small of an area of effect when it explodes. Maybe they're going to increase that. Good news is they're looking at it. The flame weapons are definitely working. I'm sure they're working. I literally haven't lost my mind. I've been using them in games today, and I've just been burning stuff down. And I feel like they're working, which is good. Good job, Arrowhead. And also, it's nice to just be talking about patch notes again. And even getting, I don't know, a bit miffed at patch notes rather than some absolutely massive, you know, industry-wide disaster which hit the game over the... Oh my, it's been insane. Honestly, it's been actually insane. All right, guys. I guess, yeah, we're just waiting for the new war bond to drop in a couple of days. Major order is progressing. I mean, to be honest, I need to get back in and look at all the details on the major order. I think we've got a ton of planets now we need to go and liberate. I think we've managed to deactivate the TCS, though. So the barrier planets are all liberated, apart from Meridia, which is still the super colony. But bugs have spread out from the super colony, but I think we've just got to go around and clean them up. And yeah, it's back to Helldiving, I guess. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Do leave a comment, do subscribe to the channel, and do like the video. It helps an absolute ton when it comes to the YouTube algo. All right, guys, I've been Stylosa, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you soon.